to discuss on Euler path, Euler circuit, Hamiltonian path, and Hamiltonian circuit. An Euler path is a path that uses every edge in a graph with no repeats. Being a path, it does not have to return to the starting vertex. Euler path meaning gagamitin natin lahat ng edges na nasa graph. Gagamitin natin ang mga edges na nasa graph ng isang beses lang. Isang beses lamang. But since it is an Euler path, it means that we don't have to go back to the starting vertex. While in Euler circuit is a closed path that uses every edge in a graph with no repeats. Being a circuit, it must start and end at the same vertex. So meaning, gagamitin pa rin natin lahat ng edges na nasa graph ng isang beses lang. Gagamitin natin lahat ng edges na nasa graph ng isang beses lamang. At since this is an Euler circuit, meaning kung saan tayo mag-start, kung anong vertex, whatever vertex that we use as a starting point, then we have to end at this particular vertex as well. So kung saan tayo nag-start, kung anong vertex tayo nag-start, then dun din tayo dapat bumalik. Okay, sa end na ng path. So this is an example of a graph. So we can identify several Euler paths here. At isa na ito. Okay, so ibig sabihin, we will start at 4. So 4, so gagamitin natin lahat ng edges. Okay, so 4 going to 3, so ginamit natin yung edge na ito. And then from 3 going to 0, so nagamit na yung edge na yan. Then from 0 to 2, so ito yun, so nagamit na yan. Then from 2 to 1, nagamit na ito. And then from 1 to 0. Okay, so this is an example of an Euler path. Nagamit natin lahat ng edges dito sa graph na ito, pero ginamit natin ng isang beses lamang. And then, nag-start tayo sa 4, but we end sa 0. Okay, so, yan ang Euler path. Another example is 0. Okay, 0 going to 2, then going to 1, then 0, then 3, then 4. Let me just erase this one. Okay, again, let's have this path. 0, we started at 0. Then we go to 2, so we use this one. We use this edge. And then from 2, we go to 1. 2 going to 1, so we use this edge. Then from 1, we go to 0, so we use this edge. Then from 0, we go to 3. We use that edge. And then from 3 going to 4, we use this edge. Okay, so again, this is an Euler path kasi nagamit natin lahat ng edges ng isang beses lamang. And we started at 0, pero we end up sa 4. Okay, we end up sa 4. And then, if you are going to observe, no, we use as well as here, no, we use 0 twice. Dito rin, we use vertex 0 twice. And it is okay. According sa Euler path, ang edges lang talaga dapat isang beses lang gagamitin. Pero yung mga vertices, kahit ilang beses natin gamitin, okay lang. As long as ang mga edges isang beses lamang. In this case, kahit dalawang beses natin nagamit ang 0, still, yung mga edges natin ay isang beses lang natin nagamit. Okay? This one, 0, 3, 4, 2, 1, 0, is not an Euler circuit. Okay, let's see. 0, let me just erase. Okay, so let's see. 0 going to 3, so we use this one, this edge. Then from 3, we go to 4, we use this edge. And then 4 to 2. So 0, 3, 0, 3, 4, 2. 0, okay, 0, 3, 4. Kaya lang, wala namang edge na nagko-connect 4 to 2. So, ibig sabihin, this cannot be a path. Therefore, it cannot be an Euler path as well. Kasi wala ngang path, wala ngang connection ang 4 sa 2. So, this is an example for Euler circuit. So, in this graph, let's have this circuit. Okay, so we'll start at 0. We'll start at 0. Then from 0, we'll go to 2. So, nagamit natin yung edge na yan. And then from 2, we'll go to 1. So, nagamit ang edge na yan. Then 1, going to 0. So, nagamit ang edge na yan. Then from 0, we'll go to 3. And then from 3, going to 4. And then from 4, going to 0. So, as you can observe, lahat ng edges natin ay lahat ng edges ng graph na ito ay nagamit natin ng isang beses lamang. Pero since it is an Euler circuit, so ibig sabihin kung saan or anong vertex, okay, anong vertex tayo nag-start, we should end up in that vertex as well. Okay, so 0 going back to 0. And again, as you can observe, nagamit natin ang vertex 0 ng tatlong beses. And it is okay. Kasi nga, ang sabi sa Euler path or Euler circuit, ang importante yung edges. Yung edges dapat isang beses lang natin magamit. Pero ang vertices, okay lang kahit ilang beses. Now, this is Hamiltonian path. So, a Hamiltonian path is a path that visits each vertex of the graph exactly once. So, this time, sa Hamiltonian path, yung vertex naman ang importante. Kailangan daw gamitin natin lahat ng graph, lahat ng vertices sa graph. Okay? Again, sa Hamiltonian path, we have to use all the vertex in the graph exactly once. Isang beses lamang natin pwedeng gamitin ang mga vertex sa graph, sa graph ng isang Hamiltonian graph. Okay? And then Hamiltonian circuit is a path using each of the vertex of a graph exactly once, and we have to return to the starting vertex. So, a Hamiltonian circuit is also called Hamiltonian. And then, this particular graph is named after William Rowan Hamilton. Okay? And then, yung kay Euler naman, yung Euler path and Euler circuit or Eulerian graph is named after kay Leonhard Euler. So this is an example of a Hamiltonian path. So Hamiltonian path A, B, C, D, E. So again, we have to use, in Hamiltonian path, we have to use all the vertices in the graph once lang natin dapat gamitin. So for example, ito, so we'll start at A. Okay, so we'll start at A, then going to B, then going to C, then going to D. Okay, so from A to B, nagamit ito. B to C, nagamit ito. Although hindi naman importante na i-identify pa natin kung anong mga edges ang ginamit natin. But let me just identify it. Okay, so from C going to D, so nagamit ito. Then from D going to E. So, yan. So, please observe, lahat ng vertex na nasa graph ay nagamit natin. A, B, C, D, E. Pero, tingnan ninyo yung edges. Hindi lahat ng edges. Ito lang yung nagamit nating edges. Yan, ito, at saka ito. So, hindi natin nagamit lahat ng edges. And it is okay. Kasi ang sabi lang naman sa Hamiltonian Path that we have to use all the vertex. Hindi naman sinabi na kailangan natin gamitin lahat ng edges sa Hamiltonian Path. Hindi. Ang importante ay ang vertex. Okay, and this one is an example of a Hamiltonian circuit. So we'll start at A. Then we'll go to B. Then we'll go to C. Then we'll go to E. Then we'll go to D, then we will go back to A. Ayan. So again, sa circuit, we have to go back to our starting vertex. Okay? And then, since it is Hamiltonian circuit, so we have to use all the vertices. So, nagamit naman natin. Okay? Nagamit natin lahat ng vertex. At tingnan nyo dito, hindi natin nagamit itong edge. And it is okay. Kasi nga, ang importante sa Hamiltonian graph is that yung mga vertices lamang. Okay. I mean, sa Hamiltonian circuit rather. Na importante is gagamitin lahat ng vertices. Just, we will only use it once. And then we have to go back to the starting vertex. Now, this is another graph. Okay, but this one is not a Hamiltonian circuit, or no Hamiltonian circuit exists in this particular graph. Why? So, let's say, for example, we'll start at E. So, we have to use all the vertex. So, from E to A to B, B to C, C to D, D to, so since this is a circuit, I have to go back to E. Kaya lang, in order for me to go back to E, I have to pass A. Kaya lang, so I have to pass A, then go to E. So, ang ibig sabihin niyan, ginamit ko ang A ng 2 beses pati ang E, which is hindi dapat. Kasi the only vertex na pwede kong gamitin ng 2 beses is yung starting vertex lang, which is ang E. Yun lang dapat ang pwede kong gamitin ng twice. Kasi mag-start ako sa E, and then mag-e-end ako sa E. Kaya lang, para makapunta ako sa E, galing sa D, kailangan kong dumaan sa A. So, nagamit ko yung A ng 2 beses. Kaya, it's not a Hamiltonian circuit. Yung ginawa ko is not a Hamiltonian circuit. So, let's say we'll have another one. Okay, so let's say we'll start at B. So, B going to C, going to D, going to A, going to E. Kapag ganun lang, then this is a Hamiltonian path. So, this is a Hamiltonian path. Kasi nagamit na natin lahat ng vertex. Okay? So, we started at B, we end up at E. Kaya lang, Hamiltonian circuit man. So, we started at B, so we have to go back to B. So, again, B, C, D, A, E. So, we have to go back to B. Kaso, wala naman nagko-connect ng edge from E to B. So, I cannot go back directly from E to B. Instead, kailangan kong ulit dumaan sa A then papunta sa B, which is hindi nga pwede. Kasi we can only use the vertex once lang. Puwera na lang yung starting vertex natin. Na pwede natin gamitin twice ang starting vertex. Kasi doon tayo mag-e-end. Yung vertex na yun is going to be the starting vertex and the end vertex. So again, in this graph, Hamiltonian circuit does not exist.